Hey friends, welcome to Moxie Gardens. I'm Mike Toomey, and today, more housekeeping. We are on the brink of being able to turn this thing loose. I am going on vacation. I apologize. I've been super redundant about this, and I do apologize, but anybody who didn't tune in and now all of a sudden is tuning in or just starting to follow the channel, we are going to take a couple weeks for vacation. So I'm going to be out of the garden just for a brink, just for a moment. So stay put. I will continue to release shorts. If you're not familiar with shorts, still on YouTube, you can just see up to a 60-second, I think it is 60 seconds. Maybe it's a little bit longer, but for sure I do typically around 60 seconds of a video. Typically I'm sharing information or this garden from last season, put a little whimsical music behind it, and you can really just immerse yourself in the garden. So that being said, that's a little bit of what we're doing. So don't go anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. I just need a little break. Second thing is, today we're going to fill these lanterns. If you did not see last spring, I only got like 114 videos, I think it is. Because I did some videos, then I went away for a year and I didn't do anything. And I was like, I'll try it again. And then I started sharing and I've kind of just gotten to the groove of it. So those videos, last season, new lighting project, I believe it is, 1 and 2. Feel free to go in there and check it out. So we're gonna fill these. This is Spanish moss. I just get it from Walmart, Hobby Lobby, some thrift stores. Hobby Lobby's particularly where I get it because it's got a large bulk. So we'll go in, there's chicken wire in there. I'll groove it back through, kind of wind it through, and that's it. I only do it once a season. You can see how well this is still pretty darn full. You can see this one, it's pretty darn full. So we'll just pack those out a little bit because there are little fairy lights in there that kind of go off. I just did a video last week and we kind of got these back up and running because we did have this area where we just used the rebar prior. The rebar was all through there and then the lights hung from there. Unfortunately, the squirrels ate them up, so I figured out a way to hopefully discourage them from eating the wire or chewing up the wire. So we're gonna fill those up. I've listened to what a lot of the feedback you guys have given me, so we're gonna move pots around just a little bit more. I think we're butting it down, and because I'm not good with pots, I haven't never really got into the planter. I know pretty, I understand pretty, I understand gorgeous, I understand you know, the visual of it, but sometimes 3, 4s, 5s, that always gets me because it looks good, but then maybe it doesn't look good to a lot of people. And I know, my garden, my decision, but that's why I'm asking, because sometimes it will light that little flame, and then I'll be able to understand. And while I'm doing this, let's just kind of walk through the garden so you can see above me as we go all the beauty, and then how this path kind of winds. It's pretty cool. But we also talked about a board that was missing on, or it's kind of flared up on the patio. Someone said, get that toe stubber thing fixed. Absolutely. You're just a little bit further ahead of me. We're gonna get that done. Let's see. I've got a few more other things. Plus, a lot of times I'll just get in the garden and I'll start going. Yeah, I think, so I was cleaning the shed out yesterday, I believe, and I ran across this. Look at that. That almost fits, looks like it fits right there. So when I come back, I'll put a liner in here, that coconut liner. And then I think, look at that. Wouldn't that be cool? Something draping down here. Again, I love your guys' ideas. I love your guys' enthusiasm to chime into the garden. So what would look good with these yellow and greenish look? We got the purple window box, but I was thinking, nothing contrast against here, right? But I was thinking potato vine. How cool would a potato vine, the purple one, not the green one, the purple one, I can't think of its name, hearts something, but the purple one draping coming off of here, and then I have the clematis right down here up against the wall on this hog wire. It's gonna eventually make its way up there. It's doing really good right now. I think that could be something really special. I'm thinking also maybe up here, maybe some larger succulents or something that I can see from there, or maybe it's just as simple as adding adding something like that burgundy, that dark color. I don't know, seems exciting. I couldn't believe that. I just kind of rested it in there. It's not even in there. I said, there's no way that when I made this, that this is gonna fit in the shed. You ever get into a shed, a garage or something? You're like, oh, I forgot I had that. See all these right here? We're gonna fix them. They're all at different heights. Some need ladders, some needs a step stool for me to go through and replace. So we're gonna come through here and we're gonna replace a lot of them. So I already started on this and I thought, oh, I'll share it with you. So this is the battery operated. There's several batteries in here. I just tucked this up in here, folded up, and it just stays pretty good. Obviously it doesn't right there because I'm not got two hands on it, but I've got my stuff. You can see here, I've already kind of started it. I've got, today I purchased the Spanish moss from Walmart. I was already there, so I purchased it. Plus, someone talked about, can you see, oh, pardon me, can you see inside the shed there? Those of you who don't know, that's my storage shed for all garden tools. Lawnmower, blowers, rakes, shovels, hose, and then there's a little desk in there that I keep. In fact, let's go check it out. But the purpose of sharing you with that is somebody who said, why don't you get some curtains for in there? It's pretty tight. I'll flip this around real fast. Okay, so you can kind of see, that's just some power tools. I got my net for the pond. We had that scare the other day. Right here, I keep old blankets, old sheets. It's funny because when I go through the sheets, I'm like, oh, that was my kids. My oldest is in his late 20s. My middle one's in her middle 20s. And then I'm looking at sheets and I'm like, you guys had those as children. So repurpose, this channel is, I repurpose everything. All these planters are for the, I keep them. Obviously they were plants when I brought them home. I've now transitioned them into protectors of the garden whenever it freezes. Of course, then I have all my different things up here. I've got a water pump. The Oreo should be coming through soon. I've got my rain drip line that I've got to put out. Of course, my mower. Anyway, so all of that, and then I need to get curtains on here because somebody said, go get yourself some curtains and make it fun. Make it good for the garden. So I just went out and picked something nice that will pop up against those large windows. That was the first shed I had bought. First shed I had made for this garden. In fact, all that wood that's on there, that was somebody's deck that they removed it, put it on the side of the road, and then put on Marketplace, on Facebook Marketplace, and said, feel free to come and get. It's free. So I brought it home and made a shed out of it. Okay, we've already made a full circle. I am back here. Actually, let's just finish it off where we started so you can get a view. Look at the red buds in the back. Everything's just beautiful. And then there are some of you that have asked me what's the name of some of the trees. So the tree that's leaning over the hot tub, that came up big time. So we're gonna make our laps. I'm gonna answer a few questions. We're gonna get a few more things in the garden buttoned up, and we'll see how the rest of the evening shows up. It's 4-ish right now. I'm off work, and so that's what it is. Oh, real quick, the t-shirt, the sweatshirt, that is, somebody asked me why my name is on the back. Last name is on the back of my sweatshirt. Am I a professional ball player? No, but I'd love to be. Past my prime, I guarantee that. No, this sweatshirt, I coached my children. My wife and I coached our children as they were growing up. And so a lot of t-shirts, a lot of those things we kept. Some of you guys can understand there is a comfortability about the same sweatshirt, no matter how raggedy, how torn, how disgusting it looks. This is a sweatshirt. You could probably see that we are definitely tattered up. Everybody, I think, can relate to that. And I'm trying to be as authentic as possible. When I get to the garden, I'm not trying to be pretty. I'm not trying to dress up. I'm not trying The garden speaks for itself. My character is just get in there and feel comfortable, bring the camera along with me, but I'm telling you, as authentic as possible. This sweatshirt goes with me anywhere I'm getting ready to get dirty and play in the garden. So, and then if my wife and I get it in the washer before Sunday hits, I might end up in it in the morning right after I wake up and just lounging around the house. So you asked, I told you. No. No. Real quick, I'll get back to the action per se, but this is why I do it. It's an absolutely beautiful view. The way all the light plays with the shadows of the trees, the movement. This is what I do it for. I can sit back here in my suburban home and really not have to go anywhere and still feel like I'm so far away from home. Absolutely beautiful. This is what I do it for. I love it. Love it. Okay, let me get back to work. Gosh. Whew, Haster, it's heavy. Okay, I think the day's complete. We did some things in the garden. We also did some things that no one's asked about, like the railroad ties. Took the chainsaw and knocked out. They have markings. They had 3 little markings. And gosh, every time I upload a Instagram video or a short, gosh, they're in there, and it drives me nuts. And so I got rid of those. That's what we were doing with the chainsaw. One of the other things that everybody asks about is more HeiHei time, the little star of the show. Unfortunately, we've doing a lot of different things. She's still a puppy, so a lot of times she wants to grab a hold of everything. In fact, we had to put her inside because when I started the chainsaw, she was ready to play. I've never taken and showed so much video time to drill in a board. I usually, it's enough theatrics, but if you watched it, if you watch through it, you watch her, she's just fun to watch. So this is actually my wife's dog. This is the most I ever hold her, unless she's sitting in my lap. But yes, she's a great yard dog. She's also very friendly. So we have to also keep the gate shut, or so when I'm working in the yard, there's a lot of times that I have to go to the front. And if she sees anybody, she's still got that, hey, let me go meet them. So she doesn't know a stranger just yet. So I'm gonna put her down. But she's a great dog, great dog. Last night was her first night to jump on the couch. Oh my gosh. So yeah, it's like a baby starting to crawl. Like now you got to pay attention. So she jumped up on the couch. Fun times. How old is she, Jess?
Just over 5 months.
So 5 months. She just jumped on the couch. We were blown away, but it was also funny. Jesse, if you want to lean over here. A lot of you have asked what this tree is once we started putting the planters in. Green giant arborvitae. The reason why this is exposed is it was one of the last trees. When I purchased this, it was more one of those things I still didn't know my way around plants, trees, shrubs, that type of stuff. I was just purchasing stuff and putting it in the ground. This was a clearance deal from a nursery, and it was clearanced out, one of the last ones, because all this was missing. I think it adds a ton of character, and it belongs in our garden. I think the more unique something is, the better it fits in our garden. So, but yes, it's very whimsy. It's starting to kind of come over here towards the hot tub. We love to just sit in the hot tub. Okay, I take that back. It's not romantic or anything. I sit in the hot tub. She typically lets me just go sit in the hot tub, so I'll sit there. Anyway, I don't know why I'm going into all that. The idea where you guys had talked about maybe move the big one to this side and use the other two, and you want just, you can slide around there. You're gonna come in on these other planters. I think that was a great move. So one thing I didn't talk about was this rug. This rug is gonna come out when we get back from our vacation. This hot tub has to be drained, and we'll lift it up, and we're gonna put a red one under here, so then it will blend. That blue one used to sit out in the pergola. Those of you who have been with me for several years, the pergola has been a staple in our garden for like 6 years, 7 years, and this sat out there. So it's all falling apart, it's tattered now. It'll come out of there. But I think this, coupled with the red rug, and then if you can imagine, something simple. We won't get crazy with a whole bunch of color, but I'm thinking ferns of some kind, especially some chartreuse colors. I think that will be amazing in here. We'll get you updated on that. My wife gives me the look. And then so that planter over there. Then right there at the bridge, so I had some extra wood once I got, oh yeah, and we replaced that board over there that we talked about. A piece of it was sticking up. It was on my to-do list. You guys had talked about get rid of that toe jammer or whatever it was that you called it. But this hadn't had a fascia on it forever. This bridge was another one of those original staples to the garden. So I went ahead and popped this out and used some of that lumber to cut back. So pretty simple process, but now I used to have to keep it like that so the water would rush under, because the water would just really gravitate this way downhill. You can't see it, but we are sloped at an angle. So that spot right there had to stay open for the water to run under. So not anymore. We've pretty much fixed it with the creek and all that. What else did we do? Oh yeah, we filled up. Jesse, if you want to pan around. We filled up. Hey, come here. We filled these up so they'll be ready for spring. Now that the birds are starting to nest, you can come this way, Jesse. Now that the birds are starting to nest, sometimes you'll get an occasional one hover right here and try to snatch some of that out for their bedding. Not a big deal. I think we only filled that one time last year, and that was in the beginning of the show, and that was it. That was when we put this whole thing together. Sorry, distractions. Hey, hey. But yeah, I think that's it. I think if you want to pan over there, I think we're just about to shut her down. But another little good piece of garden work to get the season started. So I appreciate you chiming in and letting us know what catches your fancy. So that being said, we will see you guys on the flip side. Bye bye now.